Worldwide movement, peace, love, respect. King Sadiq hollering back at you one more time. Well, um, on this rainy morning here in Pittsburgh, I wanted to stop and take a moment here to talk about a subject that's very important, right? Unfortunately, also very disturbing. And that would be the depopulation plans of the world's socio-economic elite, right? Um, yes, folks, unfortunately, this is very real, right? And not even a secret. Many of your more famous, very, very rich, quote unquote, socioeconomic elite individuals come right out and talk about these depopulation efforts, right? Uh, Perfect example. I don't recall exactly when it was, but not that long ago, Bill Gates came right out in front of a crowd of thousands and started to talk about these depopulation efforts and the fact that he sees the need and those who are of the same mindset for the world's population to decrease immediately, I believe was in his words, by a minimum of 19% in order to have sustainable levels of resources in the world, right? Okay. So, first of all, in terms of how disturbing that is, right? That is nearly 20% of today's population on this planet, which is close to 7 billion people. So the immediacy was very disturbing because you're not talking about necessarily natural causes, right? If you're talking about depopulation, that means our population decreasing, and if you're talking about it happening immediately, then you're talking about killing some folks, right? By whatever means. And the large scale of such a vision is absolutely. I don't even know the adequate words to describe how disturbing this is, right? If you're talking about a population of close to 7 billion people and 19% being almost 20%, well, 20% of 7 billion people is what, 1.4 billion? That's a lot of people. A lot of people. Almost 1.5 billion folks in the eyes of the most powerful, the most rich, and the folks with the most means, right? Their vision is at least in the words of the one particular individual, to see about 1.5 billion folks off of this planet right away. Okay. So what does that mean for the average individual? Well, once again, I did state that these folks, unfortunately, have the greatest means, right? The greatest access to resources and means to deploy those resources in whatever capacity they see fit. So what form or what forms are these depopulation efforts taking place? Well, Mr. Gates went right away into talking about sterilization, right? They want folks to have less children, and not just by way of conversation or